Time here on 96.5 The Fan with Bob Fescoe, Mac Morey, and Dusty Likens. It is brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Member-owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union. Invested in you. DJ, I got to ask you rather than shoot, man. How bad do you want to put them pads on and join that fun yesterday on the defensive side of the unit there yesterday, my man?
Oh, man. so bad. It was kind of a I don't know if it's a full circle moment, but I remember really, really fast during the second quarter where I think we got a couple turnovers and the crowd was going crazy. And I'm like, oh, man, we're about to roll. I was just thinking, I know that sound. I know how that 12th man there is in Kansas City.
Yeah, it was loud. My wife was at the game yesterday. She came home. She goes, that was as loud as I've heard it in a while, man. Like people were fired up for that game. And you walk out of that stadium yesterday with a big-time win over a brand-name opponent, whether they were injured or not. You had to play them, and you beat them, and you took care of business. It wasn't that you just won. It's how they won. That was, I thought, their most complete game since the first Taylor Swift game against the Bears a couple of years ago. Dusty said since the Christmas Day game against the Steelers. I just thought either way you look at it, it's their most complete game we've seen in quite some time.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yesterday was I guess a moment where you say, all right, let's not overreact. Like we're still in control. And honestly, starting out 0-2, that's a panic moment. But these guys do not panic. They got high character. Andy knows what he's doing. Pat was unbelievable. Man, our defense, I mean, it's so many areas. Honestly, it was a pretty complete game, but, we still, didn't, I don't think we ran the ball as well. I don't think, third down could get better. Like certain stuff, like we're still on the rise and climax. And I'm just proud of the guys for getting 2-2 and getting back to even in the first quarter.
Yeah, speaking of climax, I think I did whenever I saw the stat line of Derrick Henry, 8 rushes, 46 yards. When you're on the defensive side of the unit and you start to go through the game, when you get off the field and your coaches and players are all talking, do you bring that up like, hey, they're not running the ball anymore, let's go to the different phase, or do you still stick to what you know that you're supposed to do? Because they do this every year, DJ. When the Ravens play the Chiefs, it seems like Derrick Henry gets off to a good start, and then they just abandon the run. What does that mean to a defensive unit when you see that?
Well, I mean, you never know what's the game plan that they're wanting to do, but that's what I would hang my head on Derrick Henry. That's just he's a big horse back there, but being able to affect Lamar was huge. I mean, before he, went down with injury, they have a lot of injuries, but at the same time, I think we did a fantastic job on mixing up, affecting the quarterback, getting in third and long, making some negative plays for them. But I thought they would stay with the run a little bit, the Ravens, because of what's all going on. Maybe keep the ball out of Pat's hand at times, but man, they did us a favor when they started dropping back and when we started humming and bringing people and blitz them and started getting some turnovers.
You mentioned the mindset of Mahomes and that that winning mindset or however you phrased it that they have, right? And then you look across the sidelines and people are talking about maybe Lamar quit on his team yesterday and how bad really was the hamstring. They said, if he was if the game was closer, he probably would have stayed in. There were some of those rumors going around out there. As a guy who's on the team as a 53-man roster, you see what Patrick Mahomes does versus how Lamar does. How does that have an impact on the overall team?
Oh, my goodness. It's much different. Pat's energy and his there's moments in there that create momentum for the whole team, and it just permeates and bleeds throughout the whole team. Pat's the best player in the NFL. That's just what it is. So I mean, he checks a lot of boxes, and don't get me wrong, Lamar's great, but they got some issues over there, and I don't know, if somebody was giving up or not. I won't go that far, but when you're in Kansas City, you're in Arrowhead. We can let the air out of you quick because it was 7-0, and I'm like, oh man, and then after that we got rolling, and it was no contest.
I know that there's always a scripted 15 plays, 10 plays, whatever it may be, and it's kind of I don't know if it's ironic or if it's funny that, they drove down that first drive. You just mentioned, DJ, that, they went down the first offensive possession, 4 first downs, ends with a touchdown, a strike in the end zone. And then all of a sudden it's like, that's all Spags needs to see. And it's
Yep.
interesting to know like what you could do in the world of this game whenever you see this team give up a touchdown on the opening drive. You're like, damn, they looked really good. But then you go back to the rest of the game. They scored, 13 points the rest of the game because it's like they show Spags this and then he knows their tendencies and he immediately adjusts. And I'm wondering to know, because of you being the defensive side guy, when you see that, like, obviously there's no panic. They go down there and score. They did their thing. And after that, it was just pressure, 3 sacks on Lamar Jackson, no more running yards for Derrick Henry. Zay Flowers, didn't really see much of him. Mark Andrews, didn't see any of him the rest of the game, really. What does it mean to the defensive unit when you see the fact that the offense is clicking, you've given up 7 points, and then you guys start to click?
Yeah, great question. When it comes to being able to adjust in the NFL, it's just at a premium level. Spags did that. Honestly, it's more about fans and other people that are watching the game when a team scores on the first drive. That's really not a panic moment because they're scripted. They did well that time, or maybe had some mistakes in there, whatever it is. But the real test is, hey, after the first drive or after the first couple series, how are we clicking now? Now they're going to get to what they usually do, what that whole week of preparation is, and Spags is in his bag again, and it was a sight to see for that defense to corral Lamar like they did. I was like, man, the decision making from Pat Mahomes and Lamar Jackson was totally different.
Do teams have to prepare for Spags more than they have to prepare for players on the Chiefs defense at this point?
I can say that. You would say that because he has a style of play, right? It's not just one person that you have to stop. Obviously, on the defensive line, you want to make sure you know where number 95 is, and 5'6" as well. But being able to know, like, hey, Spags, once he gets you in 3rd and long, he's gonna come after you. He's gonna blitz you. So we got to stay ahead of the chains and stuff like that. You have to be aware for him because Spags is definitely an identity on the Chiefs.
Yeah, you mentioned 95. I want to ask you, have you ever had anything like that? Like Chris Jones had his aunt obviously passing away, gets to the game about 25 minutes before it starts. Kind of just want to know, like, have you ever had to play with like emotion like that on your shoulders? Like, what does that do for somebody in that situation?
Yeah, that's tough. I did that 2007. I think we played Denver. I had to fly to Denver. My dad had passed. He had just passed, and I went to the funeral, and I was with the family on Friday and Saturday, and that night I flew in to Denver. But it's always hard. You got a heavy heart, but actually during that time you actually need to be around your brothers, people that you see more than anybody, more than your family. And that's the real camaraderie that you have in the league. That's the thing that you miss being a retired player. You have that support group that's big time, and I mean it's genuine. And he gets to kind of forget about it for a few hours. Of course, grief comes and goes where you have to deal with that. But being able to intervene a couple hours at Arrowhead, I think that was a good thing.
Yeah, there is nothing better for grief than doing something, getting out there and having a normal day to make you forget about it, because if you sit around, it makes it worse, quite honestly. Yeah. Xavier Worthy, getting him back, man, was huge for this organization yesterday. We saw what probably would have been the game plan in week 1 against the Chargers. Having that guy back, man, that's the key to everything, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When you got somebody that can run faster than everybody in the NFL, that seems to fare well when it comes to the vertical threat. And sometimes it's more of a decoy, right, to get other people open. But you definitely got to throw it down and see if he can go run up under the ball, and he can. It'd be hard to outthrow Xavier at times, but I'm glad to have him back. I mean, Andy Reid uses him in so many different ways. Our defenses are going to be scratching their head.
When you look at that play that Leo Chenal made when the game's 7-3, Baltimore's driving, then the game completely turns on its axis after that interception. What's that do for like a linebacker making a play like that?
That's big time. That's big time. I was smiling ear to ear because what we're in their world now. We know running backs are more athletic than us, or even tight ends are more athletic when it comes to catching the ball and being in space. But being able to get an interception, cover the guy up, plaster your guy, and then go look and go make a play on the ball. That's big time play. You go put that on the highlight film right after the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. And then also a clean game from the right tackle and Juwan Taylor. That's going to be an impressive thing to take away from this game as well.
But yeah, I think they're starting to gel. I think the offensive line needs the most camaraderie out of any group, and just because they got the most important job, and that's being able to protect the main guy, and that's Pat. And I'm sure Pat was. I mean, no interceptions, no turnovers. I mean, they was 4 for 4 on fourth down. I mean, everything. I mean, it's other than maybe running the ball a little bit more. I mean, we had a pretty good day yesterday.
No doubt about it. DJ, what about Jacksonville that scares you or anything now that this team is starting to gel?
No, not really. I don't think it. I don't think. I just can't wait for the Chiefs to get back to what they do more consistently. Because, I mean, you hear so many talks after losing a couple games early, the Chiefs are this, and, this is not that, like, all that stuff, man. We're so good at getting out the distractions. And so it doesn't matter who we play. We play Chiefs ball, we'll be all right.
No doubt. DJ, we appreciate the time. We're excited. Next Monday night, we got a game, so nothing on Sunday. We get to kind of relax a little bit on Sunday and then take on Jacksonville on Monday night. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Go Chiefs.
Yes, sir. That is Derrick Johnson there, former middle linebacker for the Kansas City Chiefs, and his interviews on 96.5 The Fan with us are brought to you by Community America Credit Union, member-owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.